Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we're going to do a page pull from an old school book that I have not read or even looked at in years. I remember after my daughter passed away in 2012, I immediately started, I shouldn't say that. It was after a few months of being in a really deep, dark depression, as you can imagine. So shortly after that time of being super, super depressed and suicidal, I just was like, I can't keep living this way. I have to change something. And I remember my friend was like, let's start working out again because I wasn't working out. So I went to this like boot camp class and I just went balls to the wall. I was like, I am just doing this. I'm going to give up sugar for 6 months. I'm going to just train every single day. I wasn't working. And then I got so into it and I felt so good for 45 minutes every day. I got to just grab weights, take a step forward, do a lunge, come back. And it was like my brain was only focused on that. And my body had such a release of serotonin and feeling so good. And I was just like, I want to do this all the time. And it was like the healthiest addiction I could have ever had after my loss. And then something happened and I just got really into self-growth. I really don't know what sparked it. I went to Barnes and Noble and I got this book, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And I'll never forget, I used to wake up at 3:33 in the morning and I was not spiritually awakened back then, which is so wild that I chose that time as my alarm clock. And I had a certain song that I would always like have my alarm go off to, which I loved. I can still remember it was a Lord song. And I would wake up and I would reach over and I would grab the book and I would just pick a random page like I'm going to do today. And then I would journal whatever principle, he was teaching in that excerpt. And then I'd get up, I'd get my pre-workout drink and I'd go get in my car and I'd drive right to the gym and I would work out before my teaching day. A part of it was me not fully healed. I was really still grieving, but I was distracting myself and I was not giving myself any time to be still. So I would wake up and I would read the success principles and then I would go to the gym and then I would just go to school and I would be the most amazing teacher I would try to be. And I would try to make everybody else happy and try to make everybody feel seen and heard and loved. And I'd leave them all little gifts everywhere. And I just tried to be like the most amazing human ever. I wanted to be so successful. And obviously that's all from wounding. That's all from ego. That's all just, it was my way of coping back then. And it was beautiful and it was fine. And I influenced so many students. And I'm so proud of myself that I took my loss and I did something good with it. But I came across this book and I was like, oh my gosh, I love Jack Canfield. I would love to meet him one day. He just inspired me so much. Him. And then I also read a book called Purpose Principles by Jake Ducey. And that really was talking about what is your purpose? What are you meant to do? And this was back in 2015, I think, when I started reading these books. Maybe it was even earlier. And then my friend Paul, he gave me The Secret. He told me to read the book The Secret, I think in 2014. So that's when I really started to open up to manifestation. And then I didn't really spiritually awaken until 2018. Okay, so let's pick a page and see what you need to hear on how you can be successful in your life. Okay. It says, your integrity and self-esteem are worth more than $1 million. When you realize how important your integrity and self-esteem really are, you will stop making casual agreements just to get someone off your back. You won't sell your self-esteem for momentary approval. You won't make agreements you don't intend to keep. You will make fewer agreements and you will do whatever it takes to keep them. To illustrate this, in my seminars, I ask attendees, if you knew you would get $1 million if you made it to the end of the seminar without breaking one ground rule, could you have done it? Most agree that they could have. Often there is still one holdout who says, no way, I just couldn't do it. I'm not responsible for the traffic jam I encountered on the way to the seminar this morning, or how I am supposed to be on time when my ride was late picking me up. I then ask, what if the person whom you love most in the world would have to die if you didn't keep all the ground rules for the training? Would you have done anything differently then? Now the person who says the traffic made them late finally gets it and acknowledges, oh, yes, if my son's life were at stake, I wouldn't even have left this room. I would have slept on the floor in the conference room rather than take the risk of being late. Once you realize how important keeping your word is, you realize you have the ability to do it. It's simply a matter of realizing the cost of not keeping your word. If you want more self esteem, self confidence, self respect, personal power, mental clarity, and energy, then you'll make keeping your word more important. If you want to have the respect and trust of others, which is critical to accomplishing anything big and important in life, including making $1 million, then you will take keeping your agreements more seriously. And then here are some tips on making and keeping agreements. Number one, make only agreements that you tend to keep. Two, write down all the agreements you make. Three, communicate any broken agreement at the first appropriate time. Four, learn to say no more often. I love this so much. This is so good. I teach this all the time to my one-on-one clients that when we are spiritually awakened, right, we now have choices, right? If we really want something, we have to be willing to say no, and we have to be willing to only do the things that are going to light us up and fuel us and protect our energy. And we have to set boundaries. We have to really refine who we are in order to walk through life achieving all that we want to achieve. And it's so cool that, I remember reading this book back then and I was blown away. I was like absorbing all of it because I wanted to learn more and more and more. And the way he teaches is very matter of fact and straight to the point, but it's also very business ended, which I love. But this goes with spirituality too. It goes with everything. It's just how we are being in our bodies, in our lives, is what we're creating. So if you are complaining and saying, oh, this can't happen because this and the da da da, no, you make the commitment and you do it. Right? If you want to be healthy, make the celery juice every morning, drink the lemon water every morning, go to the gym, whatever habits you like to do. I was just listing my habits, but go and just do the things that you know are going to make your physical vessel feel good and make it a non negotiable. Like, I have to do this. I want to be successful in my life. And we have to just, do it. You have to physically just do it. And sometimes your ego and your mind is going to battle you and say, no, I'm too tired today. No, you stay the course. And if you really want success, if you really want $1 million, a lot of times we have to be disciplined with our routines, with how we're thinking, with how we're feeling, with how we treat other people. A lot of my clients want to manifest money. And I always ask them, are you dating anybody? Are you talking to anybody? Are you entertaining anybody that's dismissing you, treating you poorly, leaving you feeling less than? Because that energy will affect your abundance creation. So, all different areas, if you can picture the life like a wheel, right? I shouldn't say that. If you can picture a wheel, right? And every spoke is an area of your life. It's your financial health, your physical health, your relationships, your relationship to self, your relationship to spirit, to the universe, to God. If each spoke is not in alignment and not working well, the wheel can't turn. Okay. So we have to make sure in my coaching program, I guide women to take a look at all areas of our lives and be like, okay, if your money's not coming in, where are you somewhere out of alignment? Where are you out of alignment somewhere else? Right? If your health is not in check, then maybe you have a relationship that's causing your health to suffer. Right? Everything is all interconnected. And if you want to build your self esteem, your empowerment, that starts with committing to you, doing what you say you will do, making commitments and keeping them. And if you don't plan on keeping it, don't make it. There's so many times where even if it's just something as small as my nieces and my nephews asking me to play or to do something or to come to their game, I will not say maybe. I give them definitive answers. I say, listen, I have to work that day. I'm probably not going to make it. And then if I can, I go and surprise them, right? I will never commit to something and then, have to back out of it. And I shouldn't say that because that does happen, as a generator. I have to feel good in my body. And if I don't feel good someday, then I am going to cancel. But I really try to be mindful to not commit if I know that that's a possibility. And if we want success in life, we have to be willing to make those changes. those small changes in our psyche, in our energy field, because what we're doing is when you say no to something, that's also sending a message to the universe to say, I don't want this energy in my life. Right. So if it's a client, maybe you're like me and you're a coach and maybe you're working with people, or maybe you're a nurse or a lawyer or a doctor or a teacher, or maybe you're just in the restaurant business. If you are allowing something to come into your field that doesn't feel good, you're telling the universe, hey, I want more of this. So when we say no, we are telling the universe again, universe, I don't want this. I'd like some new clients. I'd like some new patients. And we sometimes can refuse, right? We can refuse and say, this feels out of alignment for me. This doesn't feel good for me. Or maybe it's a publisher for your book and you feel like it's not working anymore and you want to change companies. You can back out at any time. And when you do that, you're really refining yourself and being like, yes, I'm setting boundaries. I'm not entertaining something. I'm not staying in something, even though it's making me uncomfortable. That's true success in my mind, because every message you send out to the universe, you're going to get more of that. So when you say, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, thank you for this person, I'm going to say no to this toxicity, you're saying yes to more good. All right, lovies, before we go, let's quickly pull some cards, a little Micah magic to confirm the message about self-esteem that we got today. Yes, feel good to attract good, step into the new you, step into the successful you. Make commitments that you can keep and don't make commitments that you can't keep. Choose your words wisely. You are being admired online. Last two. Holy cow, pull your energy back. Last one. Make the change and you will feel amazing. Yes, you will. Shout out to all of you who are taking the steps in 2025 to feel amazing, to set yourself up to, set boundaries, to say no, to tell the universe, send the message to the universe how you want your life to be by being that way. All right, lovies, I'm sending you so much love. My coaching program is open. We are all about building the dream life that you've always wanted, and that's being successful within the small moments of who you are, building self-esteem, empowerment, daily routines, the foundation. I'm going to give you my 20-step process for manifestation. It's all connected. We're going to get all the spokes on that wheel turning and moving together effortlessly. So if you want to join, the doors are open. They close January 11th. And we will be working together for 6 weeks. You don't want to miss this. The link is in the comments. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for supporting me, my daughter, and our channel. All right, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.